You're watching WILT TV 43, serving the Opinion-Ville, Skanksburg, Tri-City area.
For news, police violence, feel-good fluff, and senseless tragedy, the news you can trust. The TV 43 Action News.
Good evening. I'm Chunk Braunschweiger. Co-anchor Pippi Thunderclatch is missing. Where did the mayor go? That's what some people are asking after the mysterious disappearance of acting Mayor Jason Harding. According to eyewitnesses, the mayor disappeared in a flash of unearthly static and eldritch chanting, as if he had been teleported to a dark netherworld to never be heard from again. In the aftermath of the disappearance, the Opinion-Ville City Council released the following message.
Glory to the sacrifice. Weep not, for the acting mayor has been chosen by the High One. May his fluids aid our Dark Master in attaining his final form.
Food falling from the sky! That's what Opinionville residents saw as the first of several deliveries of food and toiletries were airdropped into town by the Mid-Atlantic Food Bank in response to the sudden food and toilet paper shortage that we've been experiencing. Joining us from the only operating business in town, Gary's Slap and Tickle Novelty Store, we have local business owner, Imaginary Gary, who has arranged the delivery of these much-needed items. Hello, Gary.
It's good to be here, Chunk.
So why food drops?
Well, all of the stores in town have been closed for weeks, and since all of the roads in town are impassable or missing, it was the only way to make sure that people could receive food and other essentials.
Because food and other essentials are important.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to keep living, food is kind of important.
Agreed, but couldn't citizens have turned to other sources of food? Houseplants, pets, weaker family members, and the like?
No. Cannibalism is kind of a last resort option?
So houseplants and pets could still be on the table. The dinner table, so to speak. That is, if people are too proud to accept charity from a food bank located in a town who's primarily known for urban blight.
Well, I wouldn't recommend anyone eat houseplants or beloved pets when there is plenty of real food available.
So eat your pets, but only if they aren't beloved. So if you just like your pets, chow down. Is that what you're saying?
No, do not eat your pets. We have lots of food. Just come down to the high school gym and pick some up.
Gary, I think all of this talk of eating delicious companion animals have drawn attention away from what's truly important in regards to this delivery of food.
Agreed.
So tell me, how will this food delivery affect the Super Bowl?
The Super Bowl.
Well, yes, as you know, a lot of us are really worried that we won't have enough food for our Super Bowl parties. Are there enough chips, salty snack items, guacamole, dips, meats, and barbecue fixings in these food drops? Or are we facing a Super Bowl Sunday devoid of these essentials?
It's food. Food so people won't starve to death.
And beer? Are gallons and gallons of beer and other alcoholic beverages being delivered?
It's food, just food.
Are you saying that we could expect a Super Bowl Sunday disaster of monumental proportions, where the only thing we could look forward to is canned corn and maybe barbecued dog? Should people attempt to brew beer and gin in their bathtubs? Will this Super Bowl Sunday be the 9/11 of Super Bowls?
I think the Super Bowl and the parties associated with it are not what's important here, Chunk. It's the fact that we have food to distribute and that we need to fix the problems in town to ensure that food can be delivered going forward.
Some people would call ignoring the importance of the Super Bowl Sunday as being a liberal stance.
Who would?
I don't know, the guy who writes my copy? Anyways, thanks for joining us, Gary.
Thanks, Chunk. And please, to everyone out there, if you need food, come down to the high school between the hours of 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. No one will be turned away.
That was Imaginary Gary, a liberal pervert who hates the Super Bowl and wants you to accept failure food donated to us by a bunch of filthy chuds in Hagerstown. In other news, a puppy did something cute.
Hey! This is what happens when people get bigger. Come on.
Delicious. Members of the First Baptist Ministry and megachurch of Opinion-Ville were shocked to discover last Sunday that the doors to their church were closed and locked. After a brief investigation, it was discovered that the church leader, Reverend Eustace Pone, had left Opinion-Ville in order to, quote, seek aid for our town. Some question why Reverend Pone chose to take all of the funds from the church's bank account, and attempts to reach the Reverend in Acapulco for comment have failed. He did, however, release the following statement to the press. In Opinion-Ville's hour of need, I have flung myself into the wilderness, much as Moses did when fleeing the Pharaoh, in order to find aid from our brown-skinned Mexican brothers in Christ. With luck, I will return with money, tapas, and a rich mahogany tan. Adios and God bless. The sudden departure of Pone has brought the total number of Christian-based houses of worship to just one, the First Monstitarian Church. A church whose congregation had been a total of 5 is now having to cope with a sudden influx of hundreds of people with spiritual needs. Joining us now from the Dented Can Strip Mall, home of the First Monstitarian Church, is church founder and spiritual leader, Fundamental Q Monster.
Hello, Chunk.
I understand you've had a busy week.
What? Is that a joke? Of course we've been busy this week. The whole city is falling apart and that jerk Pone has skipped town and dumped all of his followers on my doorstep.
Are you saying that your church is overwhelmed?
What do you think? Pone had that mega church off Route 10. It sat like 5,000 people. This church is in a strip mall between a dollar store and a discount nail salon. We could house maybe 20 people if they all stood for the entire service. Now we got people lined up outside.
But surely you are welcoming them all. I mean, this is helping them spiritually in a time of great need.
Oh yeah, it's great. If I can just say something to the audience, Chunk.
We never really address them directly.
Well, my fiancé is your boss, so I'm doing it anyway. Hello. This is to all you guys who are planning to show up this Sunday for services. Number 1, we don't got no bathrooms, and you can't go in the trash cans or in the alley behind the strip mall. Just go to the bathroom before you come out. Second, because there are like a bajillion of you, I've had to shorten the sermon down to 3 sentences in order to get you guys in and out fast. If you need more than 3 sentences of spiritual comfort, then I suggest you read the Bible. And number 3, the collection plate is passed for a reason. To collect money. Just 'cause you aren't going to Reverend Moneybag's mega church doesn't mean that you can skimp on the tithing. Last week, 5,000 of you guys strolled through the First Monstitarian Church, and we only made $5 in loose change and an expired McDonald's gift certificate.
Speaking of your fiancé, station manager and executive producer Raul J. Raul is still stuck in his home country of Cantaloupe, isn't he?
Yes. Maybe that's why I'm so dang cranky. I could handle all of these needy, whiny jerks if I was getting the emotional support I need from my hunky man.
Do any of the new members have a problem with you being openly gay?
If they do, they ain't saying anything about it. I figure they don't care because they are addicted to Jesus. And I am the only pusherman in town with their fix. Attention, Opinion-Ville! This is AJ, broadcasting to you from my hidden bunker. Do not listen to the Opinion-Ville City Council. Do not listen to the news. The digital arbiters of the internet are the ones responsible for everything that's going on in this town. You have got to believe me. I know that I've been wrong before. Like that time I broke into the season finale broadcast of Lost to tell you that I thought men made of ice cream were attacking? But believe me, you didn't miss anything. The last episode of Lost sucked ass. This time it's real. They have kidnapped the acting mayor. In fact, they're responsible for all the recent disappearances. Except Reverend Pone. He really is in Acapulco with all your money. But everyone else has been downloaded into the clutches of the Arbiters! Fear not, Opinion Villagers. I am very close to discovering their weakness. I just need you to believe me. Until you believe, how can you fight? I can't do it alone. Open your eyes and fight for your town.
Disregard what you have just heard from the criminal known as August J. October. All is well. All is normal. Do not question the events around you. Continue to enjoy this televised program.
And the arm was never found. And now it's time to check in with Bobby Bob, and the Ozwatch. Bob?
Thanks, Chuck. For those of you who are wanting to avoid any aggressive hugs or sudden bouts of rage from Oswald Fuzzy Britches, then stay away from the corner of Gonzo and Stadler Streets. Oswald is there and is apparently chasing what has been reported to be a piece of paper, but he thinks is a, quote, real ugly butterfly. Not known how long he'll be in that area, so it's probably best to avoid it for the remainder of the day. For Ozwatch, this has been Bobby Bob.
Thanks, Bob. The last few weeks have brought many changes to the town of Opinion-Ville. Disappearances, store closings, road closures, odd behavior from elected officials, and so forth. But one concerned citizen believes that not enough has been done to discover what the cause, if any, is to all of these events. We are now joined by Puppet Jason, live from the Heroes Sweat comic book store. Jason, what's your problem?
My problem is that Opinionville is falling apart and no one seems to want to know why.
Some would say that you're overreacting. All cities suffer from problems like these. Mayors vanishing, robed figures moving about in the shadows, the creeping feeling of dread every time the city council speaks. How is what Opinionville is going through any different than, say, Detroit?
Are you serious? This is not normal for any place. Okay, maybe Detroit. But I don't live in Detroit. I live here.
So what is it that you want to do, and how does it relate to the Academy Awards?
What?
Do you think that what is happening here in Opinionville relates in some way to the Academy Awards? I mean, there must be some reason that the Lego Movie wasn't nominated for Best Animated Film.
What does the Lego Movie have to do with what's going on here?
Do you think that maybe the people at the Academy thought that it was live action? I mean, the CGI was really good.
Can we not talk about the Academy Awards? I promise you that what is happening here has nothing to do with them.
Then perhaps President Obama. Could his sweeping immigration reform be to blame?
No.
Urban youth, then?
Urban youth is code by conservatives and closeted racists for African Americans, and no.
So are you saying that we aren't having another Ferguson here?
Do you even know what or where Ferguson is?
Of course I do.
I propose that we form a small group of citizens that will actively investigate what is going on and let people know what they found.
But surely the police would be better suited for that type of thing.
The police have abandoned us, Chunk. They left town.
I knew that. Of course I did. I am a news guy, and that was news, and news is my job. So, an investigation action committee, like some guys who will investigate this and report it to the public?
Yeah. Like, I don't know, an investigative news reporter?
An investigative news reporter?
Yeah, you know, there was a time when news stories were actually investigated by members of the press and presented to the public, not just parroted back to us from unnamed corporate sources.
What are you implying?
I'm not implying. I'm flat out saying that you people in the news business are just plain worthless, especially at the local level. You don't investigate anything, you just read news that other people gave you.
That's not true. You must have missed my 5-part series on the dangers of uneven paving stones last year. Walk with Danger. It was nominated for a local Emmy.
Oh, I saw it. It is what we would call a non-story. A non-threat dressed up and presented as a threat to get ratings during sweeps.
But that's what we do now. There's a machine in the newsroom that spits out the stories and reread them. If you want investigative journalism, read a newspaper.
Oh, you mean the form of news media that's dying? Look, you are going to have to start investigating the news, not just reading it.
But that's all I know! Do you have any volunteers?
A few, but there is one that I want to contact through this broadcast. AJ, I know you're watching. Come out of hiding. You may be paranoid and you may be crazy, but you have investigative skills that we could use. For the last time, it's not the arbiters of the internet that's doing this to us. But with your help, maybe we can find out who or what is.
Well, that's twice in one day that someone has used this show as a message board. Well, thank you, Puppet Jason, for coming on the program, impugning my reputation, criticizing the medium I've dedicated my life to, and discounting the importance of the Academy Awards.
My pleasure, Chunk. I just hope my words haven't fallen on deaf ears.
And now? No. Puppet Jason's right. We don't investigate stories anymore. We just read them, whether they're accurate or pertinent. We have news stories that are not much more than advertisements for products. And we pack our newscasts with fluff and violence. Well, not anymore. I have it on good authority that acting Mayor Harding didn't just vanish. Some believe that he has been kidnapped by a secret organization. The same secret organization that has swept Opinion-Ville into chaos. No! I don't care, Barbara. I will not shut up. It's time that people knew the truth. The name of the group responsible is...
Oh shit, it happened again! Hello, you bunch of weirdos. Guess who's gotta do this thing now that the boss has done disappeared? Yeah, me. And to make sure that nobody tinkers with my thinker, Professor Dunderhead has me wearing one of them subdermal brain implant scrambler doohickeys. Yeah, he surgically put it right into my brain pan. And it better work, 'cause I've got a motherfucking headache. Anyways, today is Friday. January 23rd, 2015, and it's National Handwriting Day, National Pie Day, and Snowplow Mailbox Hockey Day. Famous dead guys celebrating their birthday today are comedian and TV genius Ernie Kovacs, founding father and signature hog genius John Hancock, actor and Western movie genius Randolph Scott, impressionist painter and beard genius Edward Manet, guitarist and jazz genius Django Reinhardt, and scientist and firearms genius John Browning. And now for your questions. First up, Persephone66 asks, intimate question for Gary. I have been feeling very unmotivated lately. All I do now is eat, sleep, and go to work. How can I get back into doing more creative pursuits?
Well, I couldn't help but notice that there was one thing that you didn't mention. An important thing. Something that some people do between eat and sleep. Something that you can do alone or with a partner or in a group. Something that's fun and healthy and deeply satisfying. It's boinking. Get your boink on. Order yourself a big bowl of boink and eat it. Eat boink until it comes out your ears.
Cristobal Munoz asks, the Arbiters are really funny. I bet they're great at partying. IQ for the Digital Arbiters. Are you good at partying? Heh, it works! Good job, Professor Dunderhead. This implant was worth the $300 price tag. Plays on asks, intimate question for Dunderhead. Would it be very hard to upload a copy of Oswald to the internet to hug kill every arbiter in sight? If no, what the fuck are you doing?
Hard? No. Advisable? Absolutely not. There is no guarantee that once loosed upon the internet, that digital Oswald would stay on target. How would you like it if you sat down to do some online banking that instead of money in your account, it was filled with giggling baby wave files? As to your other question, that is classified.
The lad with the pink rod asks, honest question for Fundy Monster. What's your least favorite part of the Bible?
Easy. The begats. This guy begat that guy. This jerk lived 400 years and begat that jerk. So boring. The Bible needs less begatting and more smiting. The only time I read the begats is in my sermons when I have forgotten what the Bible passage I was gonna read was. So I just throw in some begats until I remember, like, and then Zoroaster the Timid did buy the beets, and the turmeric begats Josephimel, who did live 637 years, and Josephimel begat Bumbledork, etc., etc. Of course, now that I've done some begats, probably everybody's asleep. Thank God nobody in the congregation actually reads the Bible.
Me the me asks, intimate question for Name Frame. Jason is missing. Oswald is becoming more and more unstable. The Arbiters are probably coming to curb stomp everyone. What are we gonna do about it?
Well, I don't know about you, but I plan on taking a nice long trip back to the magic name frame dimension. If you humans have a nice dimension to magically teleport to, I would do that. Like, last week.
Okay, that's enough of that crap. Remember, if you've got a question you want to ask Intimate Questions, leave it down below in the blah 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 blah. Anyways, until next time, my cheesy little goldfish crackers, this has been Vermont, with a chip in his head. How long do I have to keep this in? What do you mean it never comes out?
Upgrade complete, High Arbiter.
How do you feel?
I can feel every comment on every website on Earth. The stupidity, the anger, the sense of entitlement, the intolerance, and the glorious, glorious smugness.
So, good then.
I am now ready to assume my proper place in the real world as its undisputed master.
What should we do with acting Mayor Harding?
Kill him.
We can't do that.
Nobody contradicts me. Not anymore.
Of course not, High Arbiter, but I think that A1 meant that we need to keep the acting mayor alive in case this current upgrade degrades.
Of course. So, destroying him was a little impulsive?
Only if you think it was impulsive.
You catch on quick, number 2.
Hey Hey everybody, it's me, Oswald, and I'm here to shout your name out with my boyfriend, Name Frame. Say hi, Namey.
Boyfriend?
Well, yeah, you are a boy, I think, and you are my friend, boyfriend. It's English.
Oh, okay.
Why, are you not my friend?
No, I just thought you meant something else, that's all.
You thought that I thought that you were a girl?
No, let's just do the shout-outs.
Okay.
Me and my dog go 5.
You and your dog subbed? I bet it was your dog's idea and you wanted to look all cool, so you subbed with him. 'Cause that's how you look cool in these computer internet days. Subbing to YouTube channels with your dog.
Cosmic Trigger.
Like on a gun? So you are a little plunger thingy on a gun that shoots cosmic all over the place? Makes sense to me.
Monkey D. Luffy.
Hey, I cosplayed as you once. I got a straw hat and some roll-em-up pants, and then I put an axe scar on my chest. A real one. It hurted. I went to the hospital. I hate you.
Jeremy is more cool.
More cool than what? If you're more cool than awesome tasting pizza, then you're pretty cool. But if you're more cool than stepping on a razor blade and dog dude, then that is not very cool. What I do know is that you are not cooler than me. Or are you? No, you're not. Or are. I can do this for hours, Jeremy.
Gypsy Tail.
My grandmom was a gypsy. She had a glass eye and she would take it out and say, Oswald, go get grandma's another scotch and soda or I will curse you. So I would get all scared and make her another scotch and soda, which for her was scotch and Mr. Pibb mixed together. Okay, all done. Hey, Framey, everybody thinks that me and you are being boyfriends is really cute and they are happy for us.
You've been telling people that we're boyfriends?
Well, yeah, we are, aren't we?
Well, yeah.
So I've told everybody about how since my mom has disappeared, that you now live with me and cook me dinner and kiss me before I go to bed.
But Oswald, when you say boyfriend, people will think that we're more than just friends.
Really?
Yes, really.
They'll all think we're best friends?
Oh, Lord.
Oh, Trudeau here with even more suggestions for what you could have done instead of watching YouTube. Jeff, the god of biscuits, says, instead of watching this, I could have been perfecting digital biscuits to take their rightful place in lieu of those cookies. Okay, but what about digital brownies, or muffins, or cupcakes? Would you be averse to creating a digital pie, scone, or crumpet? Why limit yourself to just one digital baked good when there are hundreds of options? I honestly have no idea what I am advocating. I certainly hope that digital biscuits aren't code for something kinky or gross. Morgan Ravenwolf says, instead of watching videos on YouTube, I could be packing to move. Wisconsin in January sucks ass. Come to think of it, any month in Wisconsin is pretty sucky. Good to know. If I ever want my ass sucked, and sucked well, no matter if it's March, July, or November, I will go to the ass-sucking capital of the world, Wisconsin. Move over Somalia and surrender your sucking ass crown because Wisconsin sucks ass much better than you. Freighter Chaos says, instead of wasting 20 minutes watching someone else having a bout of multiple personality disorder, I could have spent my time drawing satirical images of Jason in protest against, well, whatever we're all protesting about this week. Oh, I'd have to check the protest schedule, but I think this week we're supposed to be protesting shoes with Velcro instead of laces. Oh, then what are we supposed to be protesting this week? What? Me? What did I do that deserves protest? I am just a humble prankster who loves video games. What could have anyone have against me? Oh wait, it's the internet. You know the rule about porn? About how if it exists, there's a porn version on the internet? There's a similar saying. If it exists, someone online is against it. Don't believe me? Just type in I hate and any other word into Google search. You won't be disappointed.